This CoreCon training video is exploring another design element found in the Project Financial Analytics powered by Syncfusion Bold BI. That design element is another widget called Grid. We're going to go into an existing custom financial dashboard. This existing custom financial dashboard already has several widgets reporting information in several ways. The widget we're going to add here is found on the widget toolbar under Relationship, and it's called Grid. The grid allows you to showcase the ranking relationship by vertical arrangement of items ordered from top to bottom. To construct a grid, a minimum requirement of one column is needed. You can visualize measure, calculated measure, and dimension column data in the grid control. You can also add a column that is hidden from the view by adding the column to the hidden column section. The data of these columns will be hidden from the view but can be used for filtering other widgets in the dashboard. To create a new grid, go to the grid widget and drag that into your design canvas. Select the grid widget and click the properties icon on the far right. Although not required, you can change the widget name at this point. With the Properties menu selected, we're going to switch from Properties over to Assign Data. And if you haven't already done so, you'll want to pull down the data sources and make sure that the data source you'll need has been added. In this case, we're going to use the CoreCon API Overview. Data sources can be added in the Data Source tool. Next, we're going to add a few dimensions to the column box. Let's make this a little bit bigger. And again, we're selecting these from the dimensions list. The first one we need is the project number. Just drag and drop. The project title. The prime contract number. The job cost code. And the job cost code description. Now we're going to add from the Measures option a few fields. First will be the Revenue Budget Revised Total, the Cost Budget Revised, the Prime Invoice Approved Total, and the Cost to Date Approved Total. Next, we want to rename and shorten up the names of these fields for the title that will appear in the column headings. So we're going to go first to project number, click on the format, and click rename. We'll do the same for project title. While we're here, I also have this item out of order, so I'm going to drag it up and we'll rename that. Job cost code, job cost code description, the revised revenue budget, so we'll put the revised cost budget, cost to date, and invoiced. Maybe we want to rearrange these as well. Let's move the invoiced up below the revised contract amount. And since these last four fields are numeric, we want to format that. So we're going to go back to those, go to the format. We're going to switch it to currency. We're going to take out the decimal places and click OK. So that was the revised contract amount. Now the invoiced. Format, switch to currency, take out 2 decimal places, same for the revised budget, and the cost to date. It's also important to note or check that the proper math function has been selected. We're using sum. We would do that for all four. Now let's go over to the grid and we'll make some format changes. I'm going to just drag this over to full width and we'll drag it down. We don't need to add any additional lines because this is going to have a scroll bar when we're done. And we can just scroll down. See the totals by job cost code. If you didn't already give your grid a title, go back to the Properties view and the Properties tab, and that can be filled in the field called Name. Also, while you're here, you may want to take a look at the properties for the grid table. Change the header settings. A few other options. This is the content settings. If you need to align the fields, go to the column settings and click Customize. And each one of the fields will show as left aligned, right aligned, or centered, which can be changed by clicking. And when you get to container actions, there's a few of these you may not need. And remember to click Publish to save. Now let's go back out to the dashboard list and we'll open the custom dashboard we just created and view the results. As you can see, the data in a grid is a little longer, so just use the drag bar to move up and down or left and right. If you'd like to know more about this subject, we encourage you to go to CoreCon's knowledge base, to reporting and analytics, to project analytics, and then to business intelligence dashboards and reports. This training video covered the grid widget. There's other training videos for each of these optional design elements. And some of the information that we skipped at the beginning, because we had already created the dashboard, can also be found in these earlier steps.